Good evening. Welcome to WSBI, your resource for success podcast program, where you get to meet inspiring women-owned businesses from across the country. And now, for your host, Kimberly McLemore.
All right, good evening, and welcome to WSBI, your resource for success podcast program, where you get to meet inspiring entrepreneurs and women-owned businesses from across the country. I am your host, Kimberly McLemore, and welcome to another night of sharing. With us, we have Kim Mason, founder of Women Cultivating Greatness. Kim Mason is an author, speaker, and the founder of the nonprofit organization Women Cultivating Greatness. Inspired by her grandmother's hard work, love, and dedication to family, Kim is passionate about showing women how to improve the overall quality of their lives. With over 13 years experience in the women's empowerment industry, Kim has hosted multiple events that show women how to experience progress, attain fulfillment, and achieve balance in every area of their lives. Kim and her husband of 26 years, Chuck, are members of the Windsor Village United Methodist Church. They are proud parents of a 23-year-old daughter, Cherie. Kim spends her free time volunteering as a member of the National Women of Achievement, NWOA, and United Methodist Women and Christian Entrepreneurial Organization CEO Ministry. So, without further ado, please help me welcome to my platform, Miss Kim Mason. Hey, Kim, how are you?
Hello. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak with you this evening.
Well, it is my pleasure, and I'm excited to talk to you. It's been a while since I've seen you in person, of course. I got to see you last year, and then, you have been on my show before, but I really wanted to hear about what's new in your life and what's going on. You've got a few things that have changed since the last time that I've seen you. But before we dive into that, why don't you tell my listeners just a little bit more about who Kim Mason is?
All right. Well, thank you so much. Like she said, I'm the executive director of Women Cultivating Greatness. And what WCG does is that we help women emotionally, economically, and through empowerment. We help women who learn differently. And that's women who may have dyslexia or ADD or ADHD. I have ADD and dyslexia myself. And what we do is that we have a program that women go through to help them to level the playing field so that they can get promotions on their jobs, move forward, be more successful in their businesses. And so we're a nonprofit organization in the Houston, Texas area. So, yes, that's a little bit about me.
All right. So, yes, you have quite a bit going on with your organization. But why don't you talk to listeners and tell us a little bit more about the whole purpose beyond, kind of what we've already experienced, a little bit more about Women Cultivating Greatness. I mean, you started this in a very small level, and most people don't get to hear those portions of the story. When we see each other today, it's always, oh, everything looks great. People think that this is very easy, what you're doing. Give them a little background of what and how you created this nonprofit organization.
Yeah, we've been in existence for about 5 years, and it started as an organization to just empower women. So we would have different events, and then just one day someone said to me, like, have you ever thought about having your organization as a nonprofit? And I was like, oh, okay. So I looked into it and learned a little bit more about nonprofits and what they do. And I really wanted to help women, and that's always been what I've wanted to do. Here in the Houston area, we have an event called Divas Day, and, we had the pleasure of having you there, Kimberly.
Yes.
Because, last October we celebrated 10 years of holding that event. It's always been very successful, and we've gotten a lot of pleasure out of doing it. And so with Divas Day, that's considered our fundraiser.
Mm-hmm.
But I think to the heart of why I'm doing what I'm doing is, like, I consider myself the poster child for my own organization, because I find it challenging. I learn differently. I know what it feels like to feel like I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm not learning as fast as the other kids are learning. I'm unable to keep up. Just being paranoid. Anytime I'm called to the blackboard or what have you. And I just kind of, this started like when I was in the 3rd grade. So it took me years and years to come up with tips and techniques that allowed me to function, and do well in school as much as I could, mnemonics and things like that. And so that's why I really love helping women. My organization is for all women, and women can attend. If it's something they're interested in, I welcome them to attend. But then we have a separate program for women with learning talent.
Okay. All right. I'm losing just a little bit of what you're saying, but you're talking about how, I do understand that you are dyslexic and you have ADD, and how you've had to learn to find ways to learn in a different way than what we all consider normal, or how we're being taught to be normal. But your programs help women to step out of that, because that is something you've had to learn. So talk a little bit about the new program that you had started this year, because I remember last year you were talking about this new program was going to be coming out. So give the listeners some input and insight about this amazing new program that you just launched this year.
Oh, thank you so much. It's called the I Am Great program, because we're all great in our own way, even though we may learn different process information differently. We're all great. So the I Am Great program is a series of 10 classes, and they started in January of 2020, and we have not stopped. Even though we're unable to meet in a physical location, we're still doing Zoom meetings during this unprecedented time that we're in. And so I sat down and just thought with my team of the 10 classes that women who learn differently would really need to know to help them to move forward. And so that's where the classes came about. So we started off with your learning style. So the women learned what of the 4 learning styles, what makes them more successful as far as learning. Like, I'm a kinesthetic learner, which means that I work well with a mentor or someone who is giving me hands-on instruction. And that way I pick it up right away. But if you give me something to read, that's not going to work for me.
Okay. So what are some of the other are there some of the other training that you have, like, the classes? You said you're doing courses. You've started this since January. So what have you done for the last few months that you guys have trained? And obviously now you're doing this virtually, but name a few of those courses that you've already trained, for the month of January, February, and March.
Oh, sure. We have instructors, and they're listed on our website. And each instructor teaches a class. So the first class was the learning style, and then I taught the class on memory techniques, just different ways that you can remember information, because that's one of the ways that I'm dyslexic is I have very poor short-term memory.
Okay.
So then we did a class on organization and time management skills, because if you look at any statistics, people with learning challenges always have a problem, or most of the time, it's not always, have a problem with time and keeping things organized. I'm really excited about this month's class because it's Mental Health Month for May. So we are going to have a lady come and speak to us about anxiety and depression, how to recognize it, because there's a difference between just being sad and then being chronically or clinically depressed.
Okay.
So she's going to explain that to us, and that's going to be pretty cool. The name of that class is Loving Yourself. And then I threw in a few fun classes. I have a lady that's coming who's going to style everyone.
Oh, wow.
Let them know their body type and what they would look good in, and the clothes that they would best accentuate their body type. So I'm really excited about all of the classes. We have a class on self-help and self-care. So just making sure that we're keeping ourselves together, because during the time right now, they're saying that I read an article that there's an increase in the number of people feeling depressed and anxiety, and that there's been a lot of stuff about self-care, and it's very important.
Right. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that when we have the 10 classes, but anything that's coming up that seems to be something very important with what's going on with our world, our society, we want to address it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing that I like about, even though your classes are, we like I said, we all want to be great, but the thing I like is that you don't have to have any type of disability in order to attend your classes, because every woman has something that they're going through in their lives, and those classes are abundant for everybody, in a circle. So I love that the themes of everything that you're providing, because any woman can feel that way. Well, how do I stay organized? Or, what's my self-care? Am I eating the right things? So, but the way that you provide it, it gives an opportunity for everybody to be a part of it without feeling like you have to have this thing or that thing in order to be involved into your training programs. And that's the thing that's beautiful about your program overall. As a diva, we all want to be divas, but we don't always see ourselves in that manner, right? And you are bringing that light out to for every woman to understand, what does it really mean to be a diva?
Oh, well, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. It's just, and the great thing about having classes like this is that you could be sitting right next to someone who may be learning challenged and not know it at all.
Right.
But, we address those women's specific needs as well. So we just want to make sure that we want to be of service to women. So our classes are every fourth Thursday of the month.
Okay.
And right now they're on Zoom, and there's a $10 donation. We just make sure we share the Zoom information with the people who attend the classes. And it's been pretty good. We've had quite a few people attend.
Mm-hmm.
Some classes seem to attract more than others, like the time management and organizational skills. We had a lot of them in that class. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
and that's good. And then, of course, with the way things are today, people are kind of zoomed in and zoomed out. Everybody's doing a lot of meetings,
Right.
People are doing, but the beauty about what you have is that even once things go back to, as we consider the norm, these classes can be done both ways. They can actually be done virtually and in a classroom environment. So that's, even double the amount, because for those who can't make it, sitting in front of you, they can just sit down virtually and watch the same thing, and learn the same ways. Obviously, they're not going to have that one-on-one opportunity to chat with you, in the environment, in an open classroom environment, but it's still an opportunity to continue to provide your services in a different magnitude. And I think that a lot of businesses have had to learn to get away from the norm. They've had to change their mindset about how to run a business or how to run their nonprofit organizations and still maintain that they can function and operate in a way that they can still service their community in the way that you're doing. So I think that's important that, I'm sure that was also another challenge that you had to go through and to figure out, hey, how am I going to do this now? All this is changing, as you say that, you have to have that certain type of a balance to figure out how things work for you. And we all, like I said, have our challenges, but then now we're brought with new challenges every single day about how to function, even within our own homes. People aren't used to having their children with them 24/7 or their husbands and, or wives with them 24/7. So it's a different world.
Yes, that has been quite challenging, Kimberly, quite challenging. But,
yes.
in some ways, it's been pretty good. I have been married, as you mentioned, for 26 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really getting to know a different side of my husband. And I think that's because we've had to spend so much time together.
Right.
But I think you have to be intentional about it. I told myself that during this time I was not going to argue with him, that I was going to try to build a better relationship between the two of us, But, this is definitely a different. And
right. And you even actually, but you actually even wrote a book about marriage. So talk a little bit about the book and what is the name of it? Where could the listeners purchase that book?
Yes. It is a book on marriage, and it is, oh my goodness, it just kind of puts to my mind about my own book. But what the book is about, I wanted to just explain to women how to select your mate and what to look for. And I thought that would be, it's like what people kept asking me, like how have you been able to, sustain a marriage for so long? And so it's called Building a Marriage. Put on your boxing gloves and be ready to fight. But what I meant was be able to fight in a good fight to keep your marriage together with so many different distractions going on. This is totally fine. So what I like about the book is that it gives you suggestions on, how to spend time with your husband, doing fun things. You should always have something that the two of you just do together, and that's your thing. And so with my husband and I, we totally binge watch Blacklist, the show Blacklist, because we just discovered it. And, we're watching 2 or 3 episodes when we get a chance. Both of us are very busy.
Right.
But that's something that we do. I love the idea about the date night.
Mm-hmm.
But the book is found on Amazon.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm losing you there just a little bit, Kim. Repeat that again, please.
Oh, I was just saying that the book can be found on Amazon.
Okay.
Building a Marriage. Yeah, Building a Marriage. Put on your boxing gloves and prepare for a fight.
I love it. I love it. But the thing I like that you're talking about, it's funny how you wrote the book last year, and then how prevalent is that to have to utilize those tools in 2020, because nobody would have ever thought in a million years that we would be going through a pandemic, right? And then we're all literally on lockdown in our homes, and people are absolutely learning to learn who they are as individuals. And then, as you said, if you're in a relationship, you're learning about each other in a whole different magnitude. And so now you are definitely wearing those boxing gloves every day, and, utilizing the tools that you put in a book. So I just think
thank you so much.
Yeah, I just think it's amazing that, how different times and how quickly things can change in our lives. And, like I said earlier, nobody would have ever assumed that this would ever happen in a million years. But now we're still stuck in it. And, of course, here in our Virginia area, in the Northern Virginia area, we are still on stay at home. We've been pushed to another couple more weeks. So we haven't even got the phase or pre-phase one of being able to get out of our homes, besides doing the essential things that we've been doing for a while. But how is your daughter, Cherie, handling all this? Is she home and hanging out with you guys too?
She was home for 5 weeks, and I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
She's just very proud of her. She's just a kind and loving human being. And, but she had to go back to Ohio where she's living now. And she's doing well, and she's working from home. And she said she's ready to come back to Houston, only because this is where all of her family is.
Right.
And, in Ohio, all she, basically the people that she knows are the people she works with. So when this happened, she's just looking forward to, like everyone else, that we get that some form of normal.
Right. Well, it's good that she's doing good and everybody's doing great. And, again, like I said, I'm just excited that I've had the opportunity to interview you again, because I really wanted to hear about all the things you've been doing and your new program, and of course the book and stuff. And, I normally ask all of my people that I'm interviewing that, if you were to give some advice to somebody who wanted to open up a new business or write that book, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to be passionate about what they're doing, because sometimes when it gets rough and you don't really understand where the funds are going to come, or if that person is going to agree to speak with you or work with you or collaborate, if you have a really strong why, that will get you through. I just, for example, I just love my hairstylist. Her name is Kendra Hodge, here in the Houston area, Cromer Hair Studio. But she is so passionate about what she does that when she talks to me, it almost makes me want to cry, right? Because she has her goals and the things that she wants to achieve, and I believe that that's because she always goes back to her why. And, especially during this pandemic time when the hair salons could not be open.
Right.
She just spent that time working on her craft and just continuing to do her goals for the future, So, so that's what I would tell someone who is thinking about running a nonprofit, running any kind of business. Because a nonprofit is a business.
That's right.
Definitely is.
That's right.
Just have a strong why, because you'll need it when the rough times hit.
Exactly. And as a business owner, you know, whether it's profit or nonprofit, you will run into, like you said, consistently throughout the years, and you'll be asking yourself, why am I doing this? But like you said, your why has to be bigger than anything else. So basically it's your purpose, you know, why you decided to do this, and how you keep charging and forward in what you're trying to accomplish. So, you know, obviously we're getting close to the end of the show, but I wanted to ask, you know, obviously we want to know, how can we find you and where we can get a hold of you? And are you going to be doing another Divas event this year?
Oh, I definitely want to do Divas Day, and we picked the date of October 17th. And it depends on how I'm going to do it. If we're still in the pandemic, I would probably have to do like a conference or Zoom kind of thing.
Right, a virtual.
Yeah, a virtual, but I definitely want to do it. Yep, wow. I definitely. So to find me, it's Kim Mason. And my website is Women Cultivating Greatness.com. I also have a presence on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. And if on the website, we list all of our classes and the dates and times. And I just want to invite anyone who is interested in the classes to come and, you know, hang out with us on Zoom.
All right. Well, hey, if you guys heard it, we have Kim Mason. Again, she is the founder of the Women Cultivating Greatness, and please, you know, support her at her events and her trainings. I think sometimes even though we know we're constantly working, doing a lot of teleworking and doing a lot of Zooming and so forth, this is an opportunity for everyone to take care of self, invest in self. So, you know, having the opportunity to learn from these amazing women who are teaching you things that you may not even know about yourself. Please support Kim Mason in her endeavors. She has been doing this for a while now. She's built this from the ground up and still growing, but we all need to support her. So again, Kim, I appreciate you coming on the show this evening and spending a little time with us. And I will be talking to you soon. So you take care.
Oh, yes. And thank you for the opportunity. This has just been incredible. Thank you. And you have a great evening.
Thank you. It is my pleasure. And for everyone else, as you know, we are here every Thursday evening at 7 p.m. in Eastern Time. And for those who are on Central Time, that means it would be 6 p.m. Central Time for you all. But I also wanted to share quickly that, you know, WSBI is growing in its own leaps and bounds, and we have another new amazing website that's been developed because of the changes that we have been making with WSBI. And also we're talking more about this amazing podcast show that we have been around now. This is our fourth year. We have over 5,000 listeners, and we're constantly growing. But we also have been supporting an amazing platform that we've been doing for several years called the Purple and Pink Throwback Fundraiser. And for those who don't know what that means, it's support of breast cancer awareness and domestic violence. And I am a survivor of domestic violence. And so this platform has been amazing for me. I've collaborated with an awesome team, Move with T, with Tarek. He is an amazing dance fitness instructor. And most people don't know that I'm a Zoom instructor. I just don't teach anymore, but we've collaborated for the last couple of years. We're having our third event coming up here in September. And what we are looking is we donate our funds to our local community who are involved with breast cancer awareness and domestic violence awareness. So please support us, donate to my page, and 20% of all those funds will go towards the event and in all throughout the year for the two entities that we choose for the year. Because each year we actually pick two different places. So, you know, please support us and support the podcast. I've interviewed many people on this show, and we're going to continue to grow. You guys are all celebrities in my mind, and I love giving you guys this opportunity on this platform. If you want to learn more about who We are at WSBI, the Women's Small Business Initiative. Just go to www.wsbillc.com and learn more about us. If you want to leave me a message, you can just send me an email at kimberlywsbi@gmail.com anytime. Again, thank you for listening to the show. We'll be back next week with a new guest. Good night.
Good night, everyone. We will be back next Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Follow us on Spreaker, www.spreaker.com/user/WSBI. View our new WSBI website anytime at www.wsbillc.com and on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram.